Good morning, everybody. This is Zach Said It Again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and I'm happy to have on the phone with me the bride of a wedding that my daughter and I attended this weekend. It's the coolest wedding I've ever been to. A Halloween costumed wedding. Miss Angel Calfee is on the phone. Thank you, Angel, for being with me this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, you are very special, and you've become a member of my extended family because you have just married my oldest friend since the first day of kindergarten, Mr. Jeff Calfee. So can you tell me how the two of you met, first of all?
Well, we were both on a dating website. His sister set it up.
Becky?
And Becky set it up for him. And I was on it because I was like, okay, well, I haven't tried this one yet, and might as well give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because he came across my profile and he liked it.
Right.
And I went and I got the notification saying that he had liked our profile, so I checked out his, and then I liked his back, and then I sent him the first message.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool. You can't get many women to do that.
And so from then on, we just kind of started talking from there. And then when I told him that I was going to get rid of the app, because I was like, well, there's no point in me keeping this anymore, I'm going to get rid of this, he was scared to death that I was just not going to talk to him anymore. He's like, well, I haven't even asked for her phone number or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, here's my phone number so you can call and text me. Texting me is going to be the best option because of where I was working at the time. I couldn't be on the phone. And
you're an EMT, right?
I was.
Now, what are you now?
Now I am my own boss.
Oh, what do you do?
I do deliveries. It's for a company called Spark, but it's basically Walmart deliveries because I pick up from either Walmart or Advance Auto and take them to people's houses.
Oh, good for you. That is cool.
And on top of that, I own my own craft business that Jeff helps me with now. You know, he doesn't have much of a choice now that we're married.
Jeff doesn't make the crafts, does he?
He does make some.
He does. So you turned him into a crafty guy, huh?
Yes.
What does he make? This has got me intrigued here.
He does different pictures that are wood burned first and then painted.
Yeah, well, I know he can draw and I know he can do the wood burning thing, so that's good.
So he does that. I do everything else. And my daughter will also help every once in a while with whatever paintings that she wants to do. Because there's some that she'll do and she'll be like, I don't want to sell this one. I want to keep it.
Okay.
So she just keeps she keeps some of the paintings that she wants, and then if she makes another one of it, she'll decide she wants to sell it.
Well, that's another thing that I want to mention is that all of a sudden, and Jeff and I, we were these people who commiserated all through high school and college, and we're never going to find anybody. We're going to be alone all of our lives. What are we going to do? Woe is me. We said we'll move in together to keep us from having to be alone. And so 12 years ago, I met my wife, and we gave everybody about 3 days' notice. Jeff was one of 4 guys that I invited to the wedding. And then 12 years later, he finds you. And not only does he find you, but all of a sudden, bam, he's stepfather to a teenager.
Yep.
And he and River adore each other. So what would you say about their relationship?
Well, it started off really funny because when I first met him, I told him that I did have a daughter and that I didn't want him to meet her yet because I wanted to get him. I want to get to know him first. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied here.
That's all right. You're good.
And I told him flat out, I was like, now, when you do meet my kid, if she looks at me and tells me she does not like you, that's the end of the relationship.
Right.
I was like, I will be nice enough to break it off with you, but it's not gonna work if my kid don't like you.
You're a package deal.
Yeah. And he understood that, and he was like, he said that he was so nervous when we first went and had him meet her. And we actually went to see Jurassic World.
Perfect.
And she looked at me because, like, I told her when we were getting the concessions and stuff that whatever she wanted, we were going to get prior to the movie, and that she was not going to get up at all during the movie unless it was to go to the bathroom. And she said, okay. Well, she waits until we get all the way in the theater, and then she says, Mom, I want more butter on my popcorn.
And she was how old at the time? Because that was...
she was 10.
10, okay.
Yeah, like 9 or 10.
Okay, so...
Because she just turned 15.
Wow, so it's been more. I thought it was just 4 years, but it's been more than that now.
We dated for 4, engaged for 1.
Yeah, that engagement is an interesting story.
Yep.
Because how was he dressed?
He dressed as the Mad Hatter.
And why did he do that?
Funnier.
Why did he do that?
I love Alice in Wonderland. We did that because I love Alice in Wonderland.
You don't just love Alice in Wonderland. You eat, live, and breathe. You eat, live, and breathe.
Maybe a little obsessed.
Alice in Wonderland. But hey, it's cool.
But he knew that, and both of us love Tim Burton, and he knows how much I love Johnny Depp. So he went and got the Mad Hatter costume that Johnny Depp wears in the Tim Burton remake of Alice in Wonderland. And that's how he proposed.
And
now,
your dad was...
The bad part about it all, though, was after he proposed, I only stayed like 5 minutes, and then I left.
And so was that an omen or what? How come you left so soon?
I had to take my daughter to her dad so that he could have her for his custody arrangement for Christmas and stuff.
It was not that you were not moved. How does one feel when a man approaches you and proposes marriage dressed as the Mad Hatter?
He had me crying.
Okay. All right.
He had me crying. I was like, afterwards, I told him that I hated him because he was making me cry.
Yeah.
Like, you're making me cry in front of your whole family. I hate you now.
Also, it was in front of his family.
Yes, it was in front of his whole family at Christmas.
All right. I was thinking that it was your family for some reason.
It was his. With my family, it's basically just me, my daughter, and my parents. I do have a sister, but me and my sister have never gotten along.
Right.
And that's a whole nother story. Like, you could do a whole nother podcast just on the drama between me and her.
Well, when we do the Jerry Springer bonus episodes, I'll have you talk about that. Yeah.
I got plenty of stories. There's like 32 years of it. So.
Well, 32 years. That's exactly how long Jeff and I have known each other. First day of kindergarten for both of us, I was sitting at the cafeteria at the table, and he had a little Happy Meal toy. I don't even remember what it was, but he was it fit on the end of his finger like an eraser, and he was feeling it, and he came and sat down with me, and he said, "Hey, look what I've got." And I said, "Oh, it's red. It's my favorite color." And he said, "Well, here, you can have it." And ever since then, we have been pretty much inseparable. We have seen each other through school and college and cancer and all the good and all the bad. So it's really great to see, like, everything has come full circle, and it really came full circle with this wedding. So when did you decide that you were going to do a Tim Burton-themed wedding? Was that something you decided right out the gate, or?
Not really right off the gate. We just kind of was like, okay, well, I love Alice in Wonderland. He loves Nightmare Before Christmas. How do we merge the two? Yeah. And then we couldn't figure out how to merge the two to get it to where it would look right. Instead of just, oh, this half of the room's this way, this half of the room's that way. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do all the Tim Burton films. So I started looking up every single Tim Burton film, even his short films and his music videos, everything that he's ever done. Right. And then I realized that there was like 50 million things of it. And I was like, oh, crap, I can't do all that. Right. So we decided, and I told him, I was like, we got an issue. We're going to spend more on decorations than we are venue, caterer, and DJ and photographer together. If I do all this, that's going to be a lot. So we decided to narrow it down to just his film work. And I was like, okay, there's 28 there. I can do that. I can do something that represents each movie.
28 films. And just for the record, I went as Barnabas Collins. I don't know if anybody got that, but I was Barnabas.
Oh, I did. And I saw it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was Barnabas. My mother got the costume for me, and my Bella, we had a daddy-daughter date to the wedding. My Bella was the cutest Alice ever in the history of the world, and I can't wait to see the pictures of us. We just had a really great time. So I get to ask in the last 5 minutes or whatever we've got here, I get to ask all the mushy questions now. So what, obviously you've been through other relationships before. What makes Jeff special and unique? What makes your relationship unique?
We actually get along.
Oh, that's something that's never happened before, huh?
Not really. I mean,
bless your heart.
Me and my ex-husband, like, we were fighting during the vows. Like, the whole wedding ceremony, we were fighting, and it was loud enough to where the preacher was like, do I need to stop this?
Yeah.
And, like, do a little counseling before we go through this. And I was like, just get this over with so I can get it out of here.
Yeah.
And with Jeff, we don't ever fight. We don't fight. We don't argue.
We have one time.
We have one time, but to be fair, he deserved it.
Well, we won't.
I just got a computer from the store, and I was setting it up, and I was doing the voice recognition part.
Oh yeah.
And he told it not to do it. So I ended up having to do 3 factory resets on that thing, and this was immediately after I bought it.
Oh, yeah. So he definitely got it for that.
And we laugh about it now because I looked at him and I was laughing, and I was like, you better hope and pray I can fix this.
Well.
And we were laughing the whole night, and I was just glaring at him, and I was like,
you will
I'll be up all night trying to fix this.
Well, you will have issues, but the key is to be able to get through them. So hopefully that won't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the only time that we count as like an argument or fight or anything. We didn't even really fight because I was laughing too hard. He actually called his sister. He called Becky and he was like, I think Angel's going to kick me out of the house soon. And she asked him why, and he told her, and she started busting out laughing. She was like, well, you ain't coming here.
Yeah, right.
And I was just laughing. I was like, if I can't fix this, Becky, he's buying me a new one.
Yep. No doubt. I bet he didn't do that again.
No, he didn't. After that, I got it set up, and after that, it's been working fine. And he just looks at me, and every time I'm on the computer, he looks at it, and he's like, so that's the same one I tore up.
But you're very interested in the same things, such as the Tim Burton thing and the films, and you have your house is decorated, which I have not seen. I hope I get to see that soon.
We have Nightmare Before Christmas in our bedroom. Our living room is Alice in Wonderland. Our kitchen is Star Wars. And then my daughter has her room, which is mostly anime. And then we have my craft room, which is basically all cat stuff.
Oh, okay. You're the crazy cat lady. Okay. Right.
Yes, I am. I'm very proud of that.
All right. I just knew you would be. And
I think I'd drive him nuts with all the kitties that I want.
Yeah.
Considering I just kind of brought 2 of them home after we said we weren't going to have them more.
Yeah. We have a neighbor's cat that's adopted us. So we can't let it in the house because of Emily's heart condition, but we feed it and everything. So
yeah.
It's the same at my house. Jeff and River, they are tight now, right?
Yes.
So,
she still picks on him every time, saying, Mommy's going to go with what I say before she will you, right?
Right. And she dresses him up and does his hair and this kind of thing.
Yep. And he lets her do it, and I just kind of sit back and laugh and go, well, what do you want me to do about it? That's between you two.
Yeah. Jeff.
I'm just over here with the video camera.
So, Jeff is a very willing participant of things like that. So River, I would assume, has been for this marriage all the way, huh?
Yes. Even when he proposed to me, I looked at her before I even gave him an answer, and I was like, so what do you say, monkey? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, you better do.
She's just kind of looking at me like, yeah, I like him.
All right. Well, I know that he loves her, and he said there may be hopes for another one, maybe somewhere.
At some point.
Maybe.
We're gonna try for at least one, but we don't know when yet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at on that one.
Okay.
Now there is a story behind me picking on my daughter on this one, and I'm going to share it with y'all.
Yeah, do that.
He's sitting here saying, no, don't do it, don't do it.
Do that.
Too late, already doing it.
You're in charge.
Go ahead. But when my daughter was little, before me and her dad got divorced and everything, everybody on my family side was always saying, when are you going to have another baby? When are you going to have another baby? Now, mind you, me and my ex-husband had a very toxic relationship. So when we were divorced, that was like the happiest day of my life. Like the day that it was finalized, I was running through town going, I am finally divorced. I am so happy. I could not have been happier. Well, after that, everybody still kept asking me when I was going to give them another grandbaby or great-grandbaby or whatever.
Right.
And I got so sick and tired of hearing it, I finally told them in front of my daughter that I was going to find some random guy. When she turned 15, I was going to find some random guy, get pregnant, and at 16, give birth to her sibling.
Right.
And make her babysit. That way everybody can have the second baby in the house. And I would go out and party.
So.
Well, when she met him, she gave him the nickname random guy.
Ah.
So now she's 15. Me and the random guy are married. And I brought this up to her at the wedding. I looked at her and I was like, you do realize that I'm marrying the random guy now, right? And she just looked at me and glared. She's like, I don't want a sibling.
Yeah, she said she's perfect. She doesn't need, right.
Yep, she keeps telling me that she's absolutely perfect, but she keeps telling me that she's perfect being an only child, and I don't need no more children.
Well, I guess
at least while she's living in the house.
I guess time will tell with that, but I want to thank you and Jeff for making it a very special Daddy-Daughter Day for me and Bella. We had the best time. That was some of the best roast beef I ever eat. Shout out to what's the name? Culinary Visions, Melinda Witt. Shout out to her with that. And Castle McCullough, the beautiful medieval venue. It was fantastic.
It fit our theme perfectly.
Right down to the music, coming down the aisle, the Edward Scissorhands ice dance. Everything came off perfectly. And thank you for making me a part of it, for my oldest friend. I'm so very happy for him, very happy for you. I hope that the two of you will turn to me anytime I can be a listening ear or be a part of something that you two are doing. You all are family as far as I'm concerned. So.
Well, that's how we see you. Good. I'm glad. Well, I love you both. I wish you all the happiness in the world, and I hope that we'll get to hang soon. Oh, we're going to have to.
Yeah.
I just hate that we hadn't got to sooner than
Yeah, I know, but
it's okay.
It worked out perfectly, and I think we all get along fine. So it'll be. Bella's still talking about the wedding, so we had a great time.
I'm glad.
Well, thank you very much for talking with me, and all the best to you and Jeff always.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.